to my family. It's all because I couldn't love a motherless child.
You are a Stark. You might not have my name, but you have my blood.
Hey everyone, it's Fentony. In the teaser trailer that HBO revealed yesterday, there was a massive focus on Jon Snow's parentage. Obviously this footage is not exactly from the TV show, it's exclusive footage that was shot for this teaser, but there's lots of hints in there about Jon's parentage and how it's going to be revealed. There's no denying that Jon's parentage is the biggest question remaining in the final season. There's so much going on in Season 8, but it's still Jon's parentage that we care about the most. You've got the Night King situation, Cersei Lannister in the south, all these character reunions, massive battles and dragons and all the CGI, but it's Jon's parentage that's the most exciting part of the season in my opinion. There were so many clues out there, and then finally Lyanna Stark was revealed as his mother, and then Rhaegar Targaryen as his father, and the fact they were married. Jon is a legitimate son of Rhaegar Targaryen and Lyanna Stark. His true name is Aegon Targaryen, but we all knew that. Obviously Jon doesn't know yet. He's heading up to Winterfell in the final season, and we know that Samwell Tarly and Bran Stark are waiting to tell him about his parentage. Throughout most of his life, Jon's parentage has bothered him a lot. He always wanted to know who his mother was. It kinda seems like he's given up now, maybe accepted that he'll never find out. Ned did tell him they would talk about his mother before he left for King's Landing in the very first season. We don't know what Ned was going to tell him. I don't know if Ned would ever reveal that Lyanna was the mother, just in case somehow it got out and got to Robert Baratheon. But obviously Ned was killed, and it looks like he took the secret of Jon's parentage to his grave. Well, obviously that's not true. With a bit of magic and a bit of green sight, and also some digging around in the Citadel, the truth is out there now. Jon's coming up to Winterfell in the final season with Daenerys, and we have seen a bit of footage of this. We know Sansa's not going to be happy if Jon bends the knee, but it looks like over time she'll get over it. The Army of the Dead are coming, but I think for the first couple episodes, all this bickering and then eventually Jon's parentage is going to be extremely important. Because in episode 3, the big battle starts, and once that happens, there's no time for all this fighting. But then again, we don't actually know when or where Jon's parentage will be revealed. We don't actually know how he's going to be told as well. Obviously Bran and Sam know the truth, and it's likely they'll tell him together. Remember, Bran can't register emotions now, so it might be left down to Sam. Remember, this is going to be massive news, and they don't want to exactly break Jon Snow. Basically, his entire life has been a lie, but I think with the help of his family and friends, he'll get over it. It's going to be a big shock to everyone, but I don't think it's going to divide the Starks. Obviously, Bran already knows. Sansa was never close to Jon as a child, but since they reunited at Castle Black, they've become much closer. They've been through so much, and for a long time, they were the only family they thought they had. Arya was much closer with Jon as a child, but I think she'll always see Jon as a brother. He'll always be Jon Snow. The Season 8 teaser that was released yesterday had lots of hints about his parentage. Jon walked by his mother's statue while she said, "You have to protect him." You could say that when Jon turns around and looks at Lyanna's statue and the fella that Robert Baratheon plays in the very first episode, and then turns around and keeps walking forward, could potentially be him finding out about his parentage and saying, "Look, it's a massive deal to me personally, but we have to worry about what's in front of us. The dead are coming, that's what I'm most concerned about." Sansa walked by Catelyn's statue. "All this horror that's come to my family, it's all because I couldn't love a motherless child." We know Catelyn hated Jon Snow, and it was all down to the fact that she thought that Ned had a child with another woman. Sansa was very close to her mother, and they do share many similarities, but I don't think she's going to start hating Jon Snow. Obviously Arya is much closer to Jon. I don't think the parentage reveal will change her feelings for her brother at all. Remember what Ned Stark said, "You are a Stark. You might not have my name, but you have my blood." Jon will always be Jon Snow, the son of Ned Stark. He's the most like Ned in terms of personality, and I think he'll definitely understand why Ned had to lie. It doesn't matter that Jon Snow's parents are Rhaegar and Lyanna, he will always be the Stark's brother. He'll always be Jon Snow. But the parentage is going to be extremely important, and it's going to shape the entire season. When or where it's going to happen, and who's going to know. Will it be before the Night King hits Winterfell, or after? It might cause some issues with Jon Snow and Daenerys, and in terms of who's the rightful heir to the Iron Throne. Bran did say that Jon's the heir to the Iron Throne, but Daenerys always claims that she was born to rule the Seven Kingdoms. But because Jon's a legitimate son of her older brother, technically he's got a better claim. But we've got to remember the Targaryens were actually removed from the Iron Throne, and Robert Baratheon took it over. Daenerys' claims based on her bloodline, but also kind of winning the Iron Throne through conquest. Technically anyone can win the Iron Throne, that's what Robert done, even though the Maesters argued that he had a little bit of Targaryen blood in him. You can be as technical as you want, but the show clearly says Jon Snow is the heir to the Iron Throne. Obviously Jon Snow and Daenerys are now lovers, it's likely she's going to get pregnant, or she already is, and it's likely they're going to get married. He is her nephew, but technically he bent the knee without knowing who he is, but come on, this is Jon Snow, he doesn't want the Iron Throne. All he cares about is his family, his friends, and defeating the Night King. He wants to save the realm, and do what's right. I think there will be some issues if Daenerys and Jon's parentage has been revealed, but everyone's going to have to get over it. They need to. The dead are coming, and if everyone's not on the same page, they're all going to die. If they spend all their time fighting each other, the Night King will wipe them out. The first half of the teaser was all about Jon's parentage. His mother spoke, Ned spoke, Catelyn spoke, they all spoke about Jon. And then when we get to the end, Jon, Sansa and Arya see the statues and the icy fog coming towards them. If everyone's going to be focusing on political debates and all this backstabbing on who's the rightful heir, the Night King's just going to come in and wipe them all out. The end of Game of Thrones is still a massive mystery. We don't know who will sit on the Iron Throne at the end, or if the Iron Throne will even exist, but it's quite obvious the show's setting up Cersei, Jon and Dany as the big three. Cersei currently holds the Iron Throne, Daenerys wants the Iron Throne but is currently occupied with the Night King in the north, and Jon Snow's technically got the best claim. But like I said, I don't think that's going to matter. Jon will never want the Iron Throne, he's never wanted power. But he's always been the reluctant leader. People have always looked to him. I don't know if he'll ever sit on the Iron Throne, be the king, or be part of some council that leads the kingdoms after the War for the Dawn. But he's always been there when no one else could do it. He never wanted power for himself, but he would always do the right thing. So if there's no one in the end, Jon Snow might take the Iron Throne, or what's ever left standing after the war. But that's if he survives. But I want to hear what you think. How's Jon's parentage going to be revealed? The new teaser does have several clues, and it kind of shows you the fact that everyone's going to be worried about Jon's parentage, but in the end, the Night King's the #1 enemy. We now know Season 8 is going to air on the 14th of April, so we've only got 3 months to go, but there's going to be a lot of videos coming. It's going to get crazy around here. If you've got any requests, just let me know. I still have the Samuel Tarly promo video to do. I've done a lot of character promo videos over the last few weeks. Sam's the last one on the list, and I'm going to get that done very soon. So as always guys, remember to leave your thoughts in the comments below, and then subscribe and like the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.